Hello there, I'm ArtsyGamer7, and welcome back to some more of The Sims 4 Create Sim Fire Emblem Edition. And currently, we are mainly focusing on Fire Emblem Engage characters, but by this point I have added at least one character that is not in Engage, or at least not originally Engage, because it was a character who was introduced as an emblem through DLC. But I'll add them first, technically, but then eventually I will add characters who are not emblems. So, yeah. Anyway. So, today we have a new Create Sim. There should have been a photo up on my Twitter that I put it out a little bit late today. I'm actually recording this right as I have put out the picture on Twitter. I'm recording this voiceover. This is all happening within the same day here. Pushing my luck, I had to call my insurance, and that took longer than I thought, which I should have known. But anyway, but yeah. So, we are creating the lovely Queen Seforia. I think I'm saying her name right. Yeah, the absolute wonderful, lovely queen that she is. I will here in a moment be going into a few spoilers, so just be prepared if you haven't played the game yet or you don't want to know too much about her, but you do at least want to see the creation of her. You can mute the sound and just continue to watch the video, but that is an option for you. Some people really worry about spoilers, some people don't, but yeah, so real quickly, before I get into that, all I will say is that, as far as with Queen Seforia, I do like her character. I wish there was a little bit more from her. Granted, I haven't fully beat the game yet, though I'm pretty sure I'm at the very, very tail end, if not on the last chapter. Pretty sure I'm very, very close. So, there are a few things even myself potentially has not seen with her, but I wish there was more. As far as both of the queens in this game, well, the queens of the two, well, kingdom and queendom, they wasn't in as much, but Seforia I feel like was even less so that was sort of sad. But I'm gonna go in more details now, so now I'm getting into the spoiler area. So yeah. So Seforia is the queen of Psalm. I had to go look in my little book. I got the collector's edition of the game, so I have the art book. Because I couldn't help myself but get it. But anyway, Psalm. I literally knew the name of the place going into this voiceover and then forgot it as soon as I went to go say. So yeah, it is a queendom, which means that the females will succeed when it comes to heirs. So if they have a male and a female daughter, like they have a son and a daughter, the daughter, no matter whether she's the oldest or the youngest, she will be the heir to the throne. The sons will only take the throne if there is no daughter. Which, genetic-wise, your chances of having a daughter is greater, except for in some families. Some families seem to be just riddled with having sons. There's just random families that they only seem to have boys. I don't know how it happens, because you have a higher chance, percentage-wise, to have a girl, but, you know, it happens. So yeah, and she does have a son and daughter, and the son, at least from what I can understand and what I could tell, is older, but the daughter is not. And the daughter, her daughter, Tamara, I will say her name, Tamara and Flogato, that's her children. I like both of them. Both of them are still currently on my team, because I didn't fully do my team based off of strength, even though I've got some pretty good strong ones on there. Like, there is some of them that I don't worry about them too much when they go into battle, for the most part. Tamara's actually sort of one of them, at least for me. She's done really good for me, so, but she's actually one of my top 5 favorite characters from this game, her daughter. And part of me really wants to create all top 5 of my characters, but another part of me doesn't. I think Tamara could actually be really, really fun. Like, I'd look forward to hers a whole lot if my little lovely wheel of Fire Emblem characters would spin and land on her. I will say, I'm not going to go into too many details, but it has spun and got my favorite one. My #1 favorite character. I will be creating. I haven't created them yet. I'm a little nervous because it is my #1 character, and I will at least go ahead and say it is of the male variety. And on Sims, I struggle a little bit more making male characters, so I'm afraid I'm not going to do justice for him. But we'll see when that comes. I haven't created him yet. But Tamara, I would have a lot of fun creating her. But yeah, anyway, back to Seforia here, because this is about Seforia, the lovely queen. The area that they come from is like a deserty climate, and honestly, I feel like I really was happy with how she turned out face-wise. I think her face is pretty good. I was pretty excited about that. But some of the clothing, I feel like I got as close with the clothing that I had, but in some ways it was like it wasn't enough, because she's got so many like other details on her that, but like things that I tried and stuff like that, either they wouldn't show up because another item was conflicting with it, or it glitched through and made it look weird. You know, it was a little pick and choose, but I definitely didn't get as much as the orange and like that deep blue, deep turquoisey blue in her outfit as much as I would like. And technically her arms are more covered than that, because even though the desert is a hot place, you also gotta shield your skin. And I imagine that if it's windy, the sand also doesn't feel too well. I don't know, I've never been anywhere near a desert climate, but I do know for the fact that a lot of desert climates actually cover up because the sun is so harsh, and along with other things, so probably so. Also, the fact that I can't have some big, beautiful, like, fabric feather thing coming out of her hat also makes me a little sad. But I think, for the most part, I at least got close enough that I was at least somewhat happy with it. I'm still happy with the end result, but I feel like I didn't give her justice, because she is a beautiful queen, and I feel like maybe I could have done better. But I tried. I also feel like, as far as game-wise, I feel like she should have been in there more than she was, actually. I'm not gonna lie, like, granted, I took a break from playing Fire Emblem for a while, so a lot of things have happened, and a lot of things I've played a lot of other things, well, not a lot of other things, but I've played things since then, so my mind has wandered off. But I don't remember her as much as I wish I remembered her, so she didn't make as big of an impact, and she just, for what I got from her, she definitely seemed like a, so I'm gonna be real honest here, I'm probably gonna, there might be a choppy piece of the audio, where I'm repeating things more than usual, because I mentioned I was on the phone with my insurance. I was on the phone with 2 different insurances, actually, sort of, but one actually was a pretty quick call, but the one just called me back, and I don't fully remember where I left off, but as far as time, I really just need to keep going with this voiceover. But yeah, I know for sure I was talking about, I feel like she didn't get much time in the game as like I would have loved to seen, because she seemed like she was a pretty cool and chill, I guess is the best word. Like, she was very, like, stand her ground, very confident, and I remember all 3 of them, her and her kids, though they are very confident people, but they're also sort of just free-natured. Like, sometimes she's like, yeah, my kids are gone, they're out doing princess and prince things. It's fine. I don't know when they'll be back, but it's fine. It's cool. I trust them. I know that they are fully capable. So, but she was very, very, like, you know, okay with it, very assured, like, you know, she had full faith in their abilities and how good they were and their own confidence, and she also sort of was able to, like, very quickly on the fly think of things and go along with things, and she technically did get abducted, restrained, and she was very feisty about it, but it was fun. I liked the people of Solm. They're definitely, I think the people of Solm are the most unique out of a lot of the people when you really get to know them. So definitely really like them. There's another character from Solm who I really, really like her as well. And I flip back and forth putting her into my top 5 and then someone else. So I really like the people of Solm, but I feel like the queen herself, honestly, a lot of the royal people, like the kings and queens, didn't get much time. But the 2 kings sort of have a reason. Yeah. Anyway. But I think she could have been, like, really fun to have more interactions with. Just her personality. She definitely wasn't, like, she was still very queenly. She still was very much about her people, very much about, you know, she understood her role. She understood she was a queen and what she needed to do. But also, she wasn't, like, your typical queen. She wasn't, like, all high and mighty, necessarily, in front of people. Like, sort of feeling fake in some ways. You know, if you get what I'm saying. Not necessarily, but sometimes royals just give, like, especially in video games anyway. Obviously, modern day royals probably have a slight hint to this, but it's different nowadays. At least the ones that I roughly know about. But especially in video games and, like, fantasy shows, they are very act a certain way in front of people, but then behind closed doors and stuff, it's, like, totally different. But I feel like with her, it's not. Like, you get her immediately. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter why you're there. You get Queen Seforia immediately. And I like that. I like that, you know, she is herself all the time. At least, granted, I haven't seen her behind closed doors, but I get that vibe from her. Versus the other queen, I feel like there's a chance that she does act slightly different. When she's not around public and around people that she feels like she has to act queenly around. But for her, she's just like, this is me. This is what you get. I am a queen. I will take my responsibilities. But I also am me. I am still a human being. I am still a person. So, but yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on how the Sim Queen Seforia turned out. Do you think, given what I had, do you think she looks pretty close? Do you think she looks like Queen Seforia? Have you played the game? Have you met Queen Seforia in the game? Obviously, if you have the sound turned off, you may not know that I'm asking this right now. But if you do have the sound turned on, you decided to still listen anyway, or you have played the game, let me know your thoughts on Queen Seforia. I have really bad time explaining things, so maybe someone else can put it into words better than me. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on her. Hopefully I will catch you in the next episode. You know, I should do like the check and X thing that I did on one of my D&D characters. I'm gonna do that going forward. I won't have it in this one, so because chances are some people might be listening to it muted. So anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. But until then, bye bye.